Sony is no doubt in a very good place. The PlayStation 5 is the most sought after console. Sure, there's issues with supply versus demand, but overall, they have a very good spot. They're in a very good place. Microsoft is also in a very good place, able to sort of make supply, meet demand. It's finally starting to happen. Sony in a little bit different position. I know if you guys watched my channel, I did a video about that where it looks like Microsoft actually paid for chip priority, which is something that probably cost them a pretty penny. Now, the reason why that's important is because Microsoft has long been looked at as a company that doesn't care about their console sales. But what's it mean if they're paying all this money just to make sure that their consoles are made so that they can sell them? Obviously, there's a lot of talk about, oh, well, we have Game Pass on a phone or a toilet or whatever, and, it's really opening the world for these billions of gamers. I think the clear fact of the matter is that a lot of that talk is PR talk. And it shouldn't come as a surprise that so goes Game Pass, goes pretty much Xbox sales. I mean, sure, there's PC, but it seems like unless Game Pass goes to Steam, it's probably not going to be as big a deal on the PC side, because on the PC side, people like Steam, and they want their Steam achievements or what have you, and, play through that launcher or whatever. They don't want to mess with Windows. So, with that being said, Sony has had some equally good news, some equally bad news, and, they've done a really good job of kind of combating some of the bad news. Well, recently, they went ahead and made an announcement about some backlash that they had, and fans didn't like that announcement. They actually kind of were against what Sony was bringing up. So yeah, it's very interesting to see that despite Sony actually responding to some upset fans, it was sort of a weak response, if you will. And I've kind of covered a little bit of this before, but we get a little bit more information on it right now. So I want to get into it. Hey, I'm Crap Gamer, and this is Crap Gamer Reviews, of course, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from leaving us a like, and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means a lot to me, and if you are spending some free time watching some videos, why not go ahead and like the videos? It really helps the videos to be seen, and it helps the channel to grow. So thank you so much in advance for liking the videos if you're spending time here. Now, this rumor is Sony's going to be working on proper PS3 emulation for the PlayStation 5 after severe backlash. Sony recently announced an extension to the PlayStation Plus program. This version of PlayStation Plus has been a part where users will be able to catalog up to 400 PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. All these games can be downloaded and played locally, and then another tier that has another 340 PS3, PS2, and PS1 games. While PS2 and PS1 games are available for download as well as streaming, it was confirmed in the same promotional post that the PS3 games were going to be limited to cloud streaming only. In other words, it would be forced to play online every single time they wanted to play their PS3 games included with the catalog, and then you're subjected to your streaming options and your internet connection and things of that nature. Of course, users who saw this didn't really like this approach, since the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games were being properly emulated in Sony's version of backwards compatibility anyway. Thus, a huge backlash formed surrounding the unfairness of practices by Sony. The gaming community was left wondering if this was an issue with platform or just the incapability of the PS5 to properly emulate PS3 games. Well, it seems like at least Sony is working on a solution, if Jeff Grubb and others have anything to go on. According to sources, Sony could be working on an emulation solution for the PS3 games on the PlayStation 5, and the solution might actually be implemented at some point in the new service's lifespan, but it doesn't look like it's going to be immediate or something that's going to take place anytime like super soon. So people are wondering, what's the big reason behind the PlayStation 3's lack of emulation? Well, the general consensus is that the PS3's cell processor and its unique architecture, something that even modern systems have struggled to properly emulate over the years, of course. Even the emulation scene couldn't get Metal Gear Solid 4 running at a stable frame rate until at least 2019, 11 years after the game itself came out on PS3. Now, what does this mean for Sony, their future, and the future of things like this? Well, who knows? But according to a lot of people, this whole PlayStation Essential thing is nothing but a sort of a big wannabe Game Pass catch-up situation anyway. And we're starting to see more and more people kind of talk about that as well. And one of the biggest news of last week was the overhaul. And PlayStation Plus Essentials offer the same benefits as the previous PlayStation Plus offerings while keeping the same pricing. The exciting thing right now is the stuff that's available in the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium tiers. The former adds a library of 400 games and third-party and first-party games for the price of $14.99 a month or $100 a year. How does the PlayStation Plus stack against Game Pass? Well, the move is more about playing catch-up with Game Pass rather than about driving innovation in the market. PlayStation has consolidated its offerings of game streaming and online multiplayer services into one, just as Game Pass has done in the past. On one hand, PlayStation Plus will provide access to more games than Xbox Game Pass. However, PlayStation Plus held short of a key benefit: First Day Access, which is available on Xbox Game Pass. Now, Game Pass also includes access to EA Play. All in all, depending on whether consumers put more priority on the number of titles or First Day Access, PlayStation has certainly gotten closer to Game Pass in terms of value exchange than it was before. But I wouldn't say that it was necessarily assumed a lead in any way. Now, did Sony actually, according to analysis, did they actually do the right choice in leaving day one exclusives out? It depends on which side you ask. From the consumer point of view, of course, the value gap will be there in comparison to Xbox Game Pass, which includes day one accessibility. From PlayStation's point of view, however, this makes sense. The potential risk of losing revenue from the first days of retail would have likely been far too great. Don't forget that Sony's business is much more dependent on games revenue than Microsoft. So Sony inevitably has to be more careful with balancing how it drives value between subscriptions and game retail models during a transition. Now, what's interesting is here, people want to ask, do you see PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium gaming significant ground on the game subscription market? And they said, I think the move is more designed towards managing and fostering PlayStation's existing user base effectively, rather than going after new users in particular. In terms of managing churn and diluting the temptation of existing users to switch over to Xbox, well, I think the new PlayStation Plus will help address some of these matters. I don't see the new PlayStation Plus proposition as a game changer for driving new users into the Sony ecosystem from the outside. As far as do they see subscription models dominating or not dominating the world of gaming, they say, as the saying goes, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Over time, in the long term, subscriptions will likely dominate the game industry as the key point of consumers' access to games. However, this will have a number of caveats. It won't happen overnight, and it won't happen everywhere equally. For example, some key markets, like China, don't lend themselves to game subscription models very well, due to regulators' limitations of games and engagement as well. Time spent is a key value exchange measure for subscription models, and the limits on the time consumers can legally spend on games might not be high enough to justify the value of a game subscription, for example. What will likely happen is that over time, access to games content will get increasingly commoditized, which will give further rise to the importance of monetization, cosmetic in-game spending, like microtransactions and things like that. But again, it's a weak competitor when compared to Game Pass, and I think people are starting to realize that. So Sony realistically has had a couple of, I guess, rather lame responses to some of their fans being upset. It's very interesting to see how people are reacting. I would very much love to hear your opinions on it. I'm going to link all of these articles in the description below. You can check it out. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Please like the videos if you do enjoy the content. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching once again. Crap Gamer out.